And here we are with another week. And this week we're doing a nice Q&A for you guys to see how the market is doing, making sure that you have any of your questions answered. And as always, we will go ahead and start off with a little bit of a market update there. So what I'm going to do is I've been doing for quite a bit here is using my numbers from my friend Ruthie there, who puts these out on a regular basis. So why duplicate work when someone else is doing it? And I'm going to actually give you a little bit of show your work again this week. So starting off, let's go ahead and see what Ruthie has for us. So this is the part I love. Remember, these numbers are, through really Friday night, pretty much Saturday morning. And the homes that have sold since the beginning of the month, the prices have actually gone down. This is absolutely wonderful. Wonderful, 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 because it's according to her numbers, she is showing $403,000, which is a huge, huge improvement over what we've been having in the past, going up every month. I don't really want to call this, a market fall or anything like that, because there is still way more people who want a home than there is inventory. So if you look here, as far as what our availability looks like, uh, from these numbers yesterday, condos, we have 401 available closings. We had 21, which closed on Friday. Under contract, we had 10, and 22 were listed for single family. You can read that there. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see it. We had 3,277, 119 closings, and 72 under contract with, wow, 148 just listed. That is absolutely wonderful. Next, we have the townhomes, and that is 247, closings of 10, under contract 5, and 14 listed. So we have just under 4,000 homes in inventory right now. And according to Ruthie, we have about 28 days of inventory. But remember, that is mixed inventory. Uh, the home single family home inventory, according to Las Vegas Realtors, was about uh, 1.1 months and zero point 0.7 months for condos and townhomes. So those are, a little bit more scarce. So it brings our numbers down to about 28 days. Normally, about this time, we go into about 2 months over the last 2 years. So uh, I really can't explain why we went down 403 on the price. The only thing I could even speculate on is maybe there are lower quality homes out there or lower priced homes. So as far as homes under 400,000, which is like the new magic number, she's showing 833. And of those 148 that were listed yesterday, 64 were under 400,000. That new magic number. Uh, that will help you guys out there as far as pricing, because I know even when houses were under 200,000, I would have people going like, "Hey, housing prices are just too high." So imagine what they're saying now. Let's see. We go into other stuff we got here. Like, compare this against exactly 1 year ago to this day. Median price of 403 last year. It was 347, and year to date difference. Uh, it was about 345 for the median price. So we actually had a little more inventory last year, and we're actually just selling houses like hotcakes, including those over $1 million. So I don't know how much I could say on that. It is just really ridiculous. If you look at the $1 million homes, so far this year, we've sold 1,257. Compare that to this time last year, which was 618. So I don't know if it's all those Californians coming here and buying $1 million houses because they sold their $2 million houses that were 2,000 square feet and believe they got a bargain here. But everything is still moving in that era because this year we're selling over 4 homes per day. Last year we sold less than 2 homes per day. So you are still up if you purchased a home anytime this year or in the last 10 years, which is really good for you. So let's go ahead and start looking at the numbers that are current because I always love to show my work. See here, I'm going to blow this up for you so you can see it. Don't have to strain your little eyes or anything. Set this to 7 days and boom. Now, over the last 7 days, 993 listings were taken. That's including all the way up until this very moment. Because someone could have put something in 5 minutes ago and it's just popped up. So over that 7 day period, that's what we've had. Back on the market. This is actually about seems to be normal. 270, which is about a quarter of them. A lot of them, when they come back on the market, uh, it's usually for an inspection condition, and sometimes it's just, they had an appraisal condition. So this is one I keep warning folks on. I could make an offer all day long for 400,000 for your house when it's worth 360, and then go out pay the difference, and then sit there and hope and pray. And then when the time comes, the appraisal comes in, then that appraisal then says something like, "Oh, yeah, it's worth 370." And you're going like, "Oh, I'm not gonna give you another 30,000." So boom, they just bounce out. That's a few of these. As a matter of fact, several. And one thing I've seen that's been happening lately is it's everybody's fault. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It is everybody's fault. Let's say you put in an offer on a house, you get the house, but guess what? You may have put in offers on 10 houses. Well, back in the day, people didn't do that. They did it one house at a time. But now they don't want to wait until someone comes along who's gonna, you know, I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. They don't want to sit there and wait, while you sit there and collect and collect and collect more and more people start putting offers in on your house. They don't want to take that chance. So they go and they start looking for another house. Oh, I want to wait another day. I still haven't made a decision. So now buyers are doing the same thing. They're no longer playing loyalty with the houses. And I saw that a lot over the last 2 weeks, where sellers were saying, like, hey, I had an offer on this house. And then the person said they don't want it after they won it because they went ahead and had an offer on another one that came in before it, or there was a good chance they're going to get another one. They waited a couple of days. They held off on putting in their EMD and stuff like that. These are the games that everyone's going to play in a market like this. No one wants to miss out on a great house because you want to wait a week to collect more to get more for it. So this is the result that's starting to happen and happen more and more often. The state division says, it is not advisable to put in multiple offers, but who's going to sit there and wait while the seller of a house puts more and more, sits there waiting for more and more offers to come in. So if they're playing that game, the buyers are now playing that game, which is starting to lead to many of these homes coming back on the market for that reason. Price decreases seem to still be about the same. Uh, about half the market. Uh, some of these price decreases are because of price increases. I'm going to tell you about a little game that realtors can play, especially if you're trying to get the house to pop back up in the market, because we all know that a great house is going to sell within a week or two now. Well, the house has been sitting there for 45 days, 60 days because the seller didn't want to lower their price. Well, sometimes you'll actually increase the price and then lower it. So you have two pops on the MLS because the, ma- the majority of the time you're going to get the most visibility on MLS as soon as you list a house. The second time is when you make a price adjustment because it'll pop in everyone's inbox. So some of these guys are strategically increasing their prices so they can lower them even more the next day. So it just pop. So just giving you a hint of what they're doing. And sometimes sellers increase their price because they go like, "Hey, all these other houses are selling for so much. Hey, it's my turn. I'm going to raise the price, even though I haven't had an offer in 30 days." Never can tell because sometimes if it's too low, maybe and just the timing wasn't right, and it's been there for 2 months, maybe it is time to raise it. But you got to actually look at what the market is, and no one's going to pay what you feel like you deserve for the house. They're going to pay what they can get. And as far as people offering over, that is still happening, but not as often and not as much. So we're not seeing the 20 and 30 over covering appraisal contingencies anymore. We're still talking about in this week about five over. Under contracts, that's a good sign there. We got plenty of them sold, selling actually a little less than we actually listed. Last time we did this, it was kind of equal. Expires. These are folks who failed to sell their house and now it's come back off the market. And I always like to warn folks this 69 number here is not just people who purely came off. Some of these people are like the ones you see here, conditional withdrawals and withdrawals, temporary off market, stuff like that, where it did, eventually hit because you're just going to come off twice. Once we do the conditional withdrawal and once we actually expire. So that's what happened with a lot of these. Okay. So see if anybody have any questions, talk about what's going on in Las Vegas this week. People are starting to really gear up for all kinds of new stuff coming on. We got the Electric Daisy Carnival that is going to be visiting us again. It's been on a 2-year hiatus because of a why. And we've had the Life is Beautiful. So a lot of good festivals. International travel is opening back up next week, which is probably going to drive a lot of people to come to Vegas from international destinations who've been barred from coming in. So we're going to have to see how this holiday goes. As far as the holidays, this goes beyond Las Vegas, national market, or anything like that. Uh, they say you really need to get your stuff in now and make those orders. Matter of fact, Amazon is already doing their holiday slash Christmas sales now to get people to buy stuff now because they know there are going to be supply chain issues. Getting lots of emails from folks, mainly like I do a lot of Kickstarters, funding folks who are trying to, invent new stuff. Matter of fact, I just received a 3D printer and still trying to figure it out because it was supposed to be a lot easier than the 3D printer I had there. I'm looking over at them right now, but I'm having some issues with printing. That was a Kickstarter. There are other Kickstarters. I almost want to bring up a little YouTube video here. I should do it because I was one Kickstarter I did. I went to a event that was held here in Las Vegas, and it's for a motion simulator thing. Let's see here. If I can get to that one. It's a long video. Oh no, where's the? These just come straight up. Oh, let's see if we can go to. Hmm. I'll just keep talking here for a second. Yeah, so I've been getting a lot of stuff coming in from folks going like, "Hey, our timelines are way back because we no longer have the ability to deliver anything to you because global issues. There's a chip shortage. I just got an email today about the chip shortage. Let's see, we got another one. We got the what's another one? If you've been looking, all of these cargo ships are just lined up waiting to come in because they don't have the ability somehow magically to move the cargo, and guys are just sitting there. They said like 8 and 9 hours, like in their trucks, waiting to receive a piece of cargo to take out. So that logistics issue needs to be solved by somebody real quick because it's unimaginable. I'm trying to find a I didn't even think about it until now when I just started talking about Kickstarter. I'm just getting that more and more with people emailing me saying like, "Hey, all of our stuff is backed up. We can't get chips or anything else. So maybe now is the time to really start going out there and looking for your Christmas presents." Oh, there I am, but I want to see my in the thing here. So it's gonna be. I think this is gonna be a really good year, and the numbers have started coming out, and we're seeing some really good stuff as far as what people are getting. Oh, man, I knew where I was at. Sorry, this is like this 3 hour. I must have just got out of a chair. Let's see here. Okay, I'm about to embarrass myself. Watch me embarrass myself. Okay, here it goes. So they had the worldwide launch party here in Las Vegas for this chair, and it was a Kickstarter. So maybe one day I'll be doing videos from this chair. Uh, it's a thing, you know how it is. So there I am. Oh, let's see here. Why is there no sound? It's not doing the 360 motion, but yeah, this is what I waste my time on. Getting stuff like
I'm
this.
not gonna lie, I was really expecting some screams
And
on that
3D
callback from
printers.
Eric,
Just
but
I'm a
he seems
big
to be a
nerd.
pro. He is
I
dialed
admit
in.
I am a
He
big
is
nerd.
looking for those targets
So
and taking them down two by two.
while we look through my embarrassment here,
Look at him work both
does
hands
anybody
again,
have
dexterous in his
any
slaughtering of those
questions that
targets.
are going on in your minds right now? We can talk about Las
How did he
Vegas
not scream?
or real estate
How did
market
he not
here
scream?
or nationwide. Got mic open for a second or two here. I wish that you get to hear the sound. He's going like, I don't believe this. This guy's not screaming. It's like everybody else was like screaming when they were doing this, and I wasn't screaming. It's like, how come you're not screaming? Well, couldn't hear it at the time because I was under
Oh,
that, and he had the sound and everything. But
you
he
are a
was
rock
talking
star
to the
at the
camera. I was
roller
like, why is
coaster,
this guy
Eric.
not screaming?
How was it? Great, man. It was great. Good to hear. I got you. That's what I was catching it for. Don't worry, I got you. So tell me about it, Eric. Did you have a
So,
good time?
yep, it was a real good time. I
Did you
really
get to feel
enjoyed the heck
comfortable,
out of
safe?
that. And I hope to have some of those new ones along with my other Kickstarters come in for me. Okay. Any questions? Rating for them. Okay. Oh, you know what? I did say a couple of weeks back I was going to talk about the dog, and I thought I was going to have like some big news, but it was actually some different news because I purchased the dog as a, I thought it was going to be a Bordoodle, which is a border collie poodle mix, because I have some pet dander issues and stuff like many people do. And it turned out it really was because it was not looking like one. Everyone was giving me the side eye, like when I would go to the veterinarian and the dog trainer and everything else. It's like, this is a Labrador retriever, sir. This is a chocolate lab. I'm like, okay, I guess I got snookered. So we get the DNA test back. The daggum thing, dog, I'm sorry, not thing. The dog is actually mostly poodle and border collie, along with a dog I've never heard of, an Australian Kelpie. There's like 100,000 of them in the world. So I guess like the one parent was the poodle and the other one was the border collie Kelpie mix. So I guess at some points they just went like it's a border collie because no one's ever heard of an Australian Kelpie. But anyway, he's been a real interesting little terror. Today he jumped out of his we have like one of those play cages. He jumped out of the play cage I mean, he's barely 3 months old now, and he's doing all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Put him in one play cage. He climbed out of it like it was a ladder. He would just sit there and climb like foot over foot and jumped out of it. And that was like a little over 2 months old. He could do that. And then last night he opened a door. It was like, I know I wanted a smart dog, but there's a part about being too smart. So,
Okay, here's Big Fart.
Alexa, stop. Okay, that was an
Okie
interesting.
dokie.
Huh. So it's just interesting that a dog could, at a little over 3 months, could jump out of the bed, feels like he wants to go someplace else. The door was just slightly ajar and just pawed and just opened the door and just walked on out. And that was yesterday. And today he finally jumped out of a cage where there was no leverage. And it's like, how in the heck did he get out of this thing? So don't know, but he's a smart as heck dog. We go to the dog trainer. I don't even have to use snacks or anything. The little lures you have to use with puppies to train them. I can just point my little finger and it's like, roll over, rolls over. I should ask the dog trainer if I could take some video there to put for you guys, but hey, don't want to get in her chili just yet. So, any questions yet? Got a few people on here. So, we're talking about the Las Vegas market, talking about Las Vegas in general. You have any questions about living here or anything else? Okay, I'm going to let you folks go. And of course, anybody who is seeing this and you are not subscribed, please do me that favor, hit that subscribe, that like button, and help the channel out a little bit. It was a pleasure talking to you guys this week, and I'll talk to you again next week. And pretty soon, I may have some different background stuff. Been getting more background stuff to get things a little bit more interesting back there, and we'll see how that goes. So at least by next year, you'll be seeing a whole bunch of different stuff from me. So enjoy your weekend or what's left of it. Enjoy the week that's coming up because things are really popping just in general with the economy. So I think the stock market's still going to go up a little bit more. Go ahead and comment down below. What do you think the housing and stock market's going to do? I love for you guys to tell me that. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your time. See you guys.